Hey everyone, let's get pulled up. How you doing? We're in an event. We're going to hold off to just a moment till we see. There we go. I'm sitting here making a potion. Whoops, volume down. There we go. So say hi when you're on. I just put instant coffee in here, so I'm dissolving it. Hi, Julie. How are you? I'm making a potion. Hi, Jody. Oh, thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. So I'm dissolving instant coffee. Thank you, Gia. Hi, everybody. I'm Jenna with Apple Dolly Creations. This is Creative Crafters Ensemble, a group. This is the event. This is Summerween Craft event. Almost said that wrong. So we're taking summer and Halloween and we're combining them, which totally threw my mind into a spin. Like, how do I combine those two? I think I came up with it. I was so baffled yesterday. Of course, it doesn't take much. Hi, Brenda. Hi. So what I'm doing is I have taken Crimson Waverly chalk paint and some Mod Podge and a lot of water, because see, can you tell how watery that is? And some instant coffee. So I'm dissolving the instant coffee. I have a cough. I apologize. So we are going to make flowers with this. So we're going to paint our flowers, and that's going to be my part of the summer, because when I think of summer, I think flowers. So we're making flowers. Hi, Tracy. Welcome. So if you're not a member of this group, there's a link at the top of the description. Please go join. It's a really nice group. So what I'm doing is, this is dishcloth, and I'm just taking it and I'm guesstimating about 1 inch, and I'm fan folding this. And we're going to cut our petals for our flower. We're just going to fold it in half. Now, you know, and we're just going to cut our shape. Now, you know, flower petals, they're not all the same. Cut that off. So it doesn't matter if you have some wide, some skinny, if they're not cut exactly straight, you're good with that too. But we're just making some flowers. And this is the shape. This is going to be our flower petals. So what flower I'm making, or attempting to make, is Black Eyed Susan. And mine, I have some, they're like a burgundy color. So that's what I'm trying to mimic. And I said trying. So I took some, I cut my living room curtains off. Hi, Shelly. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. Hi, Boom. Did I miss anybody? Hi, Gloria. Welcome. So I cut my curtains, my living room curtains off. So this is a cotton, but it's a real textured cotton. I don't know if you can see that. So I figured, because the flower bulb is really textured because that's where the seeds are. I decided that this fabric may work. Hi, Carolyn. So what I did is I cut a circle and then folded the circle in half and then got half circles. So all I'm doing is folding this in half and I'm sewing. You can hand sew, you can glue it right across the straight edge. And then the curved edge, we're doing a running stitch on all the way around. Yep, those are done. So we're going to turn it inside out. So all of our seam is on the inside. Now I did coffee stain this fabric, but it didn't darken enough because the seed heads on mine are really, really dark. So we're going to use some Coffee Posh and darken this even more. So I'm looking for my thread end so I can pull this and gather this, and we're going to stuff it. And this is what they're going to look like when they're done. We have to paint that one yet. So I'm just going to gather this and I'm going to throw some fiber fill down inside of here. Now I made my instant coffee really strong, but it still didn't darken these enough, and it could be the fabric that didn't take it. So we're just going to pull this and I'm going to tie this off. So I'm just going to take my 2 thread ends and I'm just going to make a knot. And then we'll trim off this little bit because I don't want it really tight because I went out and got some branches to use as my stems. So we're going to put a stem inside of that. So see, they're different sizes. So I made different size circles. We're going to paint our petals. And we're going to use this concoction that I made. So if it's not dark enough, we can Coffee Posh over it. But this really, really darkened by adding that instant coffee in there. And I'm just going to go over each petal. Now I added Mod Podge to make the petals stiff. So we're just going to paint these, set them aside, and then we're going to go with our Halloween part of this because I have some of it done, and we have to finish that too. So I don't know how many of these flowers that we're going to put in our Halloween. So I have enough for 4, but I don't think we're going to use all 4. Carolyn, I've been thinking about you. I tried to send you a message yesterday or the day before. For whatever reason, it's probably my stupid phone because it's been messing up. I think the storms had something to do with it. Every day for over a month, we have had awful thunderstorms. And I had my phone plugged in, and I think something happened to it because it's kind of screwy. It's doing its own thing. It plays videos by itself. Here talking in the middle of the night, and I leave my phone in the living room, go out and it's my phone. So I don't know. Donna's gremlins have moved in. So my contract's almost up. I'm going to try and mess with it until my contracts or my lease is up so I can get a new phone. So that's all we're doing. We're just painting these petals. Yeah, I think it was a surge. Hi, Michelle. I tried to watch your video and I had to keep going out and back in, and so I'm going to try and go back to watch the replay. I said hi, but I don't know if you saw that. We are getting yet another storm. Our yard looks like a disaster area. You pick up all of the branches and all of the debris that washes off the street, only to do it again the next day. These storms this summer have been absolutely horrific. And I'm so tired of going around resetting all the clocks. It's like I give up. I'm not resetting them anymore until this whole whatever it is over. I know, Jody, when you get a new phone, then you got to remember all the passwords and you got to log into everything and download everything again. And yeah, I don't look forward to that at all. My kids used to make fun of me because I would keep a phone until it did not function anymore. It wouldn't update, nothing, because I didn't want to mess with it. My son, he's telling me, Mom, your phone is a dinosaur. You need a new one. Nope. I'm happy with it. It works until it doesn't work. Because I don't need all the latest and greatest and all that stuff. I keep a car until it don't work anymore. I keep a phone till it doesn't work anymore. I don't like all of that. So we're going to set this aside and set this aside, because that won't take long to dry. Make sure I don't got that on my hands. So I have her dress. We're making a little ghost. I have her body done and most of her face. And I have her legs. So she sits. Isn't she cute? I thought I was going to run out of fiberfill. I have just a handful of it left. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to go buy fiberfill. So we are gluing her legs on. Make sure that they're sitting straight. Everything's backwards. Oh no, you knock yourself off. That would be me, Shelly. I'm not, I mean, I can use a computer. I've worked with computers and all of that. So, you know, it's not that I don't know it. I just, for myself, I prefer everything just to stay exactly the way it is. And, yeah, I don't need all the latest and greatest bells and whistles. I needed to do what I needed to do with Apple Dolly, and I needed to call and receive, and some messages. I don't like texting, but that's all anybody does anymore. Oh, Carolyn, you're fine. We understand. So he needs a little bit more glue. And I've had so many scammers on this page. I haven't really been active for the last few weeks. I've been going through all kinds of crazy health stuff with this fibromyalgia. So and then, you know, that's just when they get you. So get these even there. I had one person every form of the name they were using, they used to try and be on this page. They had no followers. They just had a picture of a rainbow, and that's it. Nothing on their page. They've tried every form of their name. It's like, or the name they're using. Thanks, Jody. Yeah, this is the ghost I like to make. Fiberfill sticking out of there. So let's glue his arms on, or her arms. I don't remember whose pattern this is. This is not mine. This is one I purchased, I don't know, years ago, several years ago. Old woman. So let's put her arm here. I want her arms coming forward because she's going to be holding the flowers. So there she is. Michelle, I hope I'm the only one who's having problems watching you. But whatever you were saying was repeating and repeating and repeating. I was like, oh no. Make sure those are all on there. And we're going to work on her face. So we'll take one of these so she doesn't roll. Hold on there. So I just have a little piece of orange. This is going to be her, this is felt or wool. This is wool for her nose. And then I have 2 little beads for her eyes. So if y'all use these beads, this is the easiest way I found if you're gluing them on, to put them on either a needle or a straight pin if you can find the holes. Even with glasses, I can't see. Okay, this might take the whole video to find the, there it is. That way you don't burn your fingers. So I'm putting her eyes really close together. And that pin holds them even and straight. So when I'm putting them further apart, I use a needle, a sewing needle. But when you're putting them close together, a straight pin works great. You can use a skewer. I've used that. Yeah, Shelly, I could get on her page and I saw a little bit of what she was doing, but Michelle, it kept repeating and repeating. Everything you said repeated like 3 or 4 times. And I went out and back in, so I'm going to try and watch it again later. I don't know if it's just, you know, the weather. Like I said, my phone. So I hope y'all aren't having problems now. So there she is. And this is exactly according to the pattern, which I cannot remember because I had to recopy the pattern. I used it so many times. And I didn't put the maker on there. But you can still buy this on Etsy. So if you just Google ghost doll, you can get that pattern. Okay. And this is definitely something that could be hand sewn if you all don't use a machine. Thanks, Shelly. So we're going to set her aside. I have a strip of just orange with black polka dots that I did a running stitch on. This is her collar. And I made her dress, which I have to finish doing a running stitch on. So this whole thing, now doing the doll would take you a little bit of time if you're hand sewing. I've never tried gluing her. I don't like to glue dolls together unless it's like on wood, or I've made dolls on pop bottles, stuff like that. Yeah, see, we're having an issue. It must be a Facebook thing today. Hi, Courtney. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Barb. Courtney, I have a package going out Tuesday for you. So, I cut little slits for her arms in this. And I'm going to knot this just so I can get rid of this needle. Because if you watched any of my other doll making videos, you know I stab myself with needles, all hand sewing needles all the time. So we're gonna get rid of this, just so I don't get stabbed. And we're gonna put her dress on her because that glue by now has set up. Before I pull it really tight, we're gonna get her arms in. So everybody, if you are not following Courtney's Crafting Corner, she's going to be doing videos again. So please go watch her. Go join her page. I was trying to put her foot in there. I thought, why isn't that going on? I have to learn how to dress again. I haven't really made a doll for so long. I forgot how to dress them. Okay. So let me grab the ends of the thread. I don't care how much light I get in here. I still can't see. $44 yo-yos. Well, I have been going through all of my sewing, crafting stuff. I'm selling a ton of it on Vinted. And I came across a yo-yo throw that I started, I don't know how many years ago. And in that bag, there are, I quit counting at 500 yo-yos. So there are still some that needs to be made. So I've been sitting at night while Tony and I are watching TV, and I've been making them. So I guess I'm going to figure this out again, how I was going to do this, because, you know, I tell myself all the time, I don't need to write that down. I'll remember. I don't remember. Yeah, 500. It's in a great big storage plastic bag, and I gave up at 500. So I know I was making a throw or a coverlet, but we'll see what I actually end up doing, because I have parts of it already sewn together. So let's put her little collar on. It is a lot of yo-yos. Thanks, Barb. I have, every time I travel or go somewhere where I know I have downtime, I don't do downtime very well. So I take yo-yos with me, and I sew. And I just throw them in a tote that I have over here in the closet. I have no idea how many's in that tote. What am I doing with them? I don't know. It just keeps my hands busy. Well, that 500 has been years in the making. I don't know how many years, but years in the making. Because I actually forgot about it. When we were home this last time, we closed out my storage unit and I got rid of all of my retail displays and all of that. And the totes I brought home. So that's what I'm going through. Let's get her all fixed up and fix the back of her collar. Put a dab of glue there and there. So she needs something, I think, up here. And actually, I just cleaned my table off. I couldn't even get in this room when I started going through all those totes because I just kept bringing stuff in here and sitting it. And this is a small room. So I kind of barricaded myself out of here. And then we had a plumber here on Tuesday. All of our drains seem to start not draining. So we rent in this house until Tony gets retired. And so I called the company. They have an app. I went on the app because you can't talk to anybody. I went on the app and put a work order in. I finally had to call them, and you don't get to talk to anybody. You get a recording, and then they call you. Someone calls you back, and then it's an emergency. I don't know what we'll do, but it was backing up in the bathtubs, which then I lost it. I was like, I don't want that in my house. So there she is. She's all finished. So let's go back to her flowers. And if they're not dry, we will dry them. And if you're not here when they show up, they charge you $100 no show fee. So you have to be home. So you're staying home for 3 days. Of course, it doesn't matter now. I'm not working. But, yeah. I felt bad for that person I was talking to on the phone because I was not a nice person. It's like, this is an emergency. We have no drains that we can use. Okay, so these need to be darker. So I'm going to glue that in. Oh, yeah. Hi, Patty. I like that t-shirt. So I'm just going to glue this and then slide this little pod down over. That way the glue will hold it. And we'll decide how long these are going to be. So I'm going to take a brush and some coffee polish. And I'm not sure this is even going to be dark enough, but it's going to have to work. Because I'm not getting up to go get brown paint. And I have a routine that I do every morning when Tony goes to work. And not thinking, one morning I loaded washer and it all backed up in both bathrooms. Thank God that it didn't overflow. I was like, I am done. Somebody is coming to fix this. Tony had put drain cleaner, he snaked it, he plunged it. Nothing was working. Do I, let me look, Brenda, after I'm done, and I'll let you know. Well, this is Coffee Posh. This is really dark Coffee Posh. So it has a lot of coffee in it, but I could put some more, huh? Or I could just go over there and get brown paint. Let's stir this some more. The plumber, when he finally got here, when they finally called somebody, because I threatened to call HUD, said we had roots in there. So we probably have had problems the whole time we've been here. They just showed their ugly head since I'm not working now. And I'm home using a lot more water. So just going to paint these. We could even put some coffee granules on these too. So let me make one more. So up after me is Gia. She's our host from Gia's Creations. And at 5, wrapping us up for the day, is Tracy's Crafty Creations. And I promise you girls, I am going to try and watch it. I don't know if it's the storms or what, but we've been a little internet lacking here. So far I don't see myself blinking on and off, but where's my thread? There we go. Hi Chesney, welcome in. So this is Creative Crafters Ensemble Summerween Craft Event. So we are doing my summer part of my item. This one's heavier, this side. So I didn't have to go far to get branches because they're all over the yard. Thanks, Brenda. Yeah, I had to go out in the garage. I have totes of fabric out there and find a Halloween or the holiday fabric tote so I can get some Halloween fabrics. My husband will be happy to get the garage back one day. I told him I promise he'll have it here before long. I mean, I'm working out there every single day. So I'm going to take some jute and wrap it around the bottom of these flowers to cover up this raw edge. So we're just covering up that raw edge just a little bit. Just because I don't like the way that looks, even though the petals will be covering it up. That looks better. And we're going to have to dry those petals, I think. So if you mix paint, like I just did for those flower petals, I put Mod Podge, instant coffee, and a lot of water because I wanted it to be really thin. And you make too much, you can put that in a jar and put it in your refrigerator. As long as you use bottled water or a water like that, not tap water, it'll stay good. I dye a lot of fabric that way. But if you use tap water for some reason, it gets moldy in the fridge. I don't know why. Hi Melissa, welcome. So I'll show you the ghost that we've already finished. I'm just finishing up my summer part, which is flowers. Usually I think of when I sign up for an event, something comes to mind. This one, if something came to mind, I forgot it. So yesterday I was like, how do I combine summer and Halloween? I could not think of anything. Then I remembered that little ghost. I thought, well, there's my Halloween. What's my summer? My brain was just not working yesterday. I think I've been in a funk lately. Okay, so we're going to set these aside, get our petals. Put these over here. We have to cut those down. Those are way too long. Hi, Kay. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, these are still wet, so let's dry them. Hi Donna, I'm glad you're here. I've been watching your house progress. So those of you just hopping on, this is our little ghost. And she's going to hold some flowers. Did I miss anybody? Normally I miss a whole bunch of people because I get involved in what I'm doing and I forget to look over there for comments. That's going to have to be enough. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the straight edge and I'm just putting just a tiniest bit of glue and just pinching these together. Just so when I put them on the bottom of the flower pots, they will have a little bit of dimension to them. I'm good, Donna. I hope you are too. Everyone's been getting such storms and tornadoes, and Mother Nature this summer is not happy. God is saying, listen up, people. Going to get our attention one way or the other. Yes, Jody, I'm happy that she's getting her house finished too. Because when we had to move out of our house last Christmas, we stayed in a hotel for about 5 days. Oh, I couldn't have done that much longer. Even though that we had a kitchen and a living room, and you know, that was just hard. That one's too wet. Last Christmas, our Christmas tree was up for a total of a couple of days. So, oh, I can't imagine, Donna, what you've been through with your house and that tree going through it. I don't know if we're going to need all these petals. We got to get moving to put this all together. So let's stop and do some flowers. Ooh, that one burnt. And these are wet. Like, where did I just put that dryer? So I'm just drying around the bottom of it. The top of it can dry on its own whenever it dries. Just so I can glue this together. So I'm going to take my petals and glue them down over top of the pod, so when I turn them back up, they will leaf out like that. That's the plan. That is the plan. But you know, sometimes the best laid plans, in my world anyway. So up after me is Gia from Gia's Creation. She is our host. So if you're on the Creative Crafters Ensemble page, all you have to do is pull down to refresh the page. And if you're not a member, please go join it. It is a really nice group. Gia, are you taking any more crafters? So let me push all of these on. Make sure they're secure. Oh, it did exactly what I wanted them to do. See? Sometimes plans do work out. Just gonna let that dry. Oh, I know, Donna. We were just there less than a week. You were there for quite a while. I can't imagine. And hotel beds are supposed to be so comfortable. That one was like sleeping on the floor that we stayed in. I think the floor actually would have been more comfortable. Okay. So there we are. Push this one up a little bit higher. And she's going to hold these. So, like I said in the beginning, when I think of summer, I think of flowers. Actually, I think of sunflowers, but we just did sunflowers, so I had to think of another flower. So there. And this is what mine looks like out in the yard. The only flowers that I had bloom. I have flowers everywhere, but none of them bloomed. Okay, so let's get these ones on. I'm thinking as small as she is, she's probably about maybe 12 inches tall. 2 flowers is going to be enough for her. We don't want to overwhelm her. Thanks, Jody. So normally, except for a sunflower, when I make a flower, it never looks like what it's supposed to. This one is sort of. It's close enough. Of course, when you're crafting, you have to use your imagination. Push those on, and then we'll get rid of this tray. Let that one set up. This one is set up. So there. It actually worked the way I wanted it to. Go figure. So cut those down. Make that one maybe a little longer. Bring her over. She needs a bow or a button. Oh, I do have buttons here. I was having to think, wait a minute, I had buttons. These are just little stars. And I did a button exchange with Donna's Cattywampus Crafts, and these were in whoever I was in exchange with. So they're just little stars. But I thought they were Halloween colors, so that's why we're using them. So this is not dry. I don't want to put this next to her white fabric. I'm going to leave these sit over here with that heat tool on them. Because I want to do a tag too. Is that going to work? Maybe. There we go. Had to ring something. So I have a tag. And we're going to put Summer Tween on this. Summer Ween. Since that is our event. Okay. So we'll just put summer because I can't find all the letters. I'm probably looking at them and I don't see them. S-U-M. I'm not going to be able to hold all of these together, so we're going to do them in threes. So S-U-M. Get them in the right order. They will look better. Okay, so we have summer. I'm just going to crunch up this tag a little bit. We just got a couple of minutes yet. Okay. Let's see if these are dry enough now. Sorry about all that noise. Did I break your old eardrums? I hope not. So we're just going to put this together. Put the tag that says summer on it. Wind this around and we're just going to sit this in our hand. So there's our flowers with our tag. And we're just going to sit these like this in our hand. And that one needs to be a little shorter stem. So she's taken her bouquet of flowers Hi, Julie. I'm glad you're here. We only have a few minutes left. Grounding yourself on Pinterest. I haven't been on Pinterest in quite a while. Thank you, Boom. Yep, coneflowers. Uh-huh. Hollow Thankmas. Yeah, combine them all. I had a hard enough time trying to get summer and Halloween together. But this is her. She's picking flowers. She came out early so she can get her flowers. Thanks, Boom. I like this pattern too. Now, I did get this off of Etsy, but it's been a couple years ago, but she's still on there. Yeah, if you go on Etsy and just Google doll ghost, it should come up. Oh, well, this isn't from Pinterest. This is from Etsy. I purchased this pattern a couple years ago. Thanks, Barb. Thanks, Brenda. I'm glad you all like it. I love this little ghost. This little ghost is so cute. Now, you can put her legs down, so, and then you could put her like on a pedestal, on a base. I have done that too, so she stands. But I just wanted her sitting today. Well, you got to feed those kids, Shelly. Oh, you have this pattern too, Barb? I can't remember who the maker is. The designer. Yeah, I have thousands of patterns too. I have a 4-drawer filing cabinet completely jammed, and I need another. Yeah, I have so many. Well, Brenda, if you're on my Pinterest, if you go back some, there is a ragdoll pattern that I put on there. It's a very, very basic, simple one. So if you can do that, you can get, just copy it from there. Yeah, my Telegram has some patterns on it. I haven't put any for a while, but it does have a very basic ragdoll on there. Barb, you're like me. I collect fabric. I collect sewing patterns. Some of them I've never used. I've had them for years, and I sew. Those are totally three different projects. So hang out with, go over and watch Gia's Creations. She is up next, and after her at 5 o'clock, wrapping our event up, is Tracy's Crafty Creations. I will see you all over there, and I'm glad you like my little doll, because I had a brain freeze yesterday. I could not figure out how to take summer and Halloween and put them together, but I'm happy with her. Thank you all for joining and giving us your time. So, oh, thanks, Jody. I need another cabinet. I need another 4-drawer cabinet, actually, because now I have all my extras that doesn't fit in my filing cabinet in baskets. So God bless you all. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you over on Gia's page. Hopefully I'll see you over there.